Politics and history, unraveling the mystery. It all started with a Big Bang. Or did it? We're discussing the Big Bang Theory show and materialism on this Normal Guy versus the World.
And I can be a Superman for you. I'll sweep you off your feet, and a princess you can be.
Hi, I'm Normal Guy, and this is Normal Guy versus the World. Now, as you all know, I am a nerd. I know, shocker, right? And of course, as a nerd, I love the show The Big Bang Theory. I love all the geeky in-jokes that are in it. What would you do if you could erase your memory of something? I would erase Ben Affleck as Daredevil. I bet Ben Affleck wishes he could erase Ben Affleck as Daredevil. By the way, Ben Affleck, being Batman will not erase you as Daredevil. But I also find it interesting because of its very strong philosophical worldview, which, oddly enough, is really clearly articulated in the theme song. By the way, anybody else notice that the Big Bang Theory song is really just a Schoolhouse Rock song? Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state, but nearly 14 million years ago expansion started. Wait, the theme song explains that everything that we human beings experience in life and find meaning in can be reduced to and ultimately was caused by a biochemical reaction at the beginning of the universe. A biochemical chain of cause and effect is all that life is. If you watch the whole theme song online, it gets even more explicit. The thing is, this view of the universe has a name. It's one of 3 historical philosophies of the universe known as materialism, the other 2 being monism and dualism, respectively. What separates these 3 philosophies is whether or not they think that material or non-material reality exist. Monism, the earliest recorded of these philosophies, believes that non-material reality is all that exists. Things like love, justice, mercy, but material reality, the things we can touch, like chairs, trees, and even other people, don't exist. They're just figments of our imagination. Since non-material reality doesn't break down and age and disassemble like material reality, the whole universe and existence always existed. And since thought and non-material reality can mean something, everything has meaning. Except there's no things for the meaning to mean. This is typically what you'll find in most Eastern religions. Materialism, by contrast, believes material reality is all that exists. Things we can touch, like chairs and food, all exist, but things like love, justice, and mercy, and really other people, aren't really there. They're just random combinations of chemicals that we see that way in our minds. I'm noticing a pattern here. Since material reality is a chain of events and wears down over time, the universe did have a beginning and will have an end. And since everything that we see and exists is just a complex combination of chemicals, everything's really there, but none of it means anything. Like, you know, words coming out of somebody's mouth, but it's all just gibberish because it doesn't mean anything. This is the perspective you'll typically find in atheism. Dualism, on the other hand, is the perspective that both material reality and non-material reality both exist. In other words, both things that human beings experience as being real are real. Food and chairs and other people and love, justice, mercy, and meaning all exist. Non-material reality always existed and started material reality, like, you know, a person speaking words that have actual meaning into existence. In the beginning was the Word. As human beings, we can find that meaning in the world. Non-material reality will go on forever, and material reality had a beginning and will have an end. And since people are both material and non-material beings, we will go on after the universe ends. This, of course, is the perspective you'll find in most Western or Middle Eastern religions. All of the characters in the Big Bang Theory, aside from Sheldon's mom, believe and live like materialists. They believe there is nothing more to life than satisfying their own selfish, amoral, biological, evolutionary, mandated desires. Sex is the main goal for pretty much everybody on the show, and they consider that to simply be a biological, evolutionarily mandated itch that must be scratched. even the things that, other things they want, like, fame or recognition, like Sheldon, they all think is simply inborn in them biologically. But herein lies the rub. You see, in The Big Bang, Season 2, Episode 21, Vegas Renormalization, Penny and Sheldon discuss how it would be ideal if you could have, sexual intimacy without the emotional connection. That would be the ideal. But then Sheldon confronts Penny and gets her to admit that that's not what she wants. She doesn't want to live as if that's true. And that's the thing, is that even if you believe that materialism is true, you don't want to live, or can't live, most people at least can't live as if it is true. You can either use that as evidence that we live in a dualistic universe, or think that it's just an evolutionary biological hiccup that we gotta learn to live with. Your call. Hey, thanks for watching this episode. Let me know what you think. I know it's a very controversial subject, very interesting to hear what you all think. Keep watching more Normal Guy vs. the World for more great stuff like this. I'm sorry, Ben Affleck. You will not get erased as Daredevil. I don't want you to be leaving angry comments about that. It's just true.